Hey guys, whenever a downside episode starts with me talking to you like this, that means something went wrong. This is from this is from a live episode that we did. It was our second live episode ever. It went great, and I was gonna put it on the Patreon or something, but I just thought it was too good to only share with 17 people. This is with Lucas Connolly. Basically, we had two cameras set up, or the club did, and a screw was missing, so the front shot was shaky. So it's all from the side, but it's still really good. And you can see Lucas, and he's the one talking the most. You can see him very well. So give it a watch. You can also give it a listen if you want. You should also know that God, a lot of qualifiers for this one. This was live in a club, Sesh Comedy Club. Go check them out. And so we had to tinker with the audio. We had some audience interactions, some hecklers, in fact. And so when the audience is talking, you're going to hear the audio go like shh. And it's because, I hope my teeth were okay when I did that. The lighting's not good either. I look kind of angelic. I look kind of like I died. Who knows? I could have by the time you watch this. It's a good episode. I promise. I wouldn't release it if it wasn't good. Enjoy The Downside with special guest Lucas Connolly.
Welcome. Hello, my name is Gianmarco Soresi. I'm here with my co-host, Russell Daniels.
Hello.
And our special guest, Lucas Connolly. Please give it up for Lucas. This is our second live podcast. And I don't think we learned anything from the first one.
Not at all, but we did a little more prep this time.
Yeah, I have a notepad. That's
Right,
it.
right,
But we don't have the sound cues, so
No.
should we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Downside. Boop, boop,
Oh,
boop.
yeah. Okay.
Downside.
Boop, 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 boop. The Downside with Gianmarco Soresi.
Welcome. We're so excited to have you. Thank you. This is way more than our first live
Yes.
one.
Oh,
it was
God.
sad that
None
first
of you
one.
came to that first one.
We're very happy. A real quick round of applause for Sesh Comedy Club.
Yes.
They put this together. This is their first live podcast, so I'm sure this is going to be unlistenable when we play it back. But we're very happy to be here because I live very close. So yeah, a lot of things to complain about, and I think we have a story from the audience to complain about too. But at first, I wanna you go first. I like yours.
Yeah. So I was telling Gianmarco on the way here. My mom called me today, and we're about to go on a family vacation. So I thought it was about that. But then the first thing she said was, Cece who lives across the street, and I was like, this is not gonna be about vacation. And it's
not Cece. Oh, Cece graduated.
No. I was like, because I don't really know Cece. Like,
Sure.
I know it's a neighbor, but I'm like already like, this is gonna be a bad story. So she said, Cece from across the street said, yeah. And she goes, well, you'll never believe what happened to her husband's ex-wife. And I said, Mom, it's okay. Like, I barely know Cece, so if it's a bad story, we don't need to it's fine. And she goes, no, it's really bad. And I was like, no, again, it's okay. She goes, well, so she hit a tree, and I was like, yeah, again. She goes, she had time to call 911. And then she burned to death. And I was like, Mom, I didn't know. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know. She goes, Russell, there was a dog in the car too. And I said, Mom, I never knew any of these people or the dog existed. Cece, I don't even know what Cece looks like. So now my mom told me that story. Now you all had to hear it too. So
yeah. This was you doing what your mom did with you.
Well,
she doesn't have a podcast where she can express it to people.
Yes.
She just has one son to call.
Yeah. But there's a human thing about wanting to share the awful news like that. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
I was like, and then the dog was pregnant, so there was a lot of puppies.
Just goes deeper and
The
deeper.
real thing was that at one point Cece's husband had raised the dog as a puppy. But I was like, I don't know Cece's husband's name. So it just, yeah.
She should be like a screenwriter or something to get this off.
Brutal.
Just,
How are you doing?
I should have gone first. That was great. So okay, this is one I pride myself for this podcast on not trying to look like a good person, being honest about the person I am.
You're doing a good job.
So I headlined City Steam Brewery in Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
Big deal. Been there before. And
Brag about it.
Not trying to brag. They turned off the refrigerators.
so I will eat a lot of shit. I'll deal with terrible conditions. We work at a comedy club, LOL Comedy Club, notoriously terrible.
Yes.
But when I'm headlining, if there's a menu, basically it's a menu, not a lot of healthy options. I like to get the salmon. And sometimes at some of these comedy clubs, and they did this to me, they go, you can get anything you want except for the salmon.
Oh.
And I said, I'm getting the salmon or I'm not performing.
Yes!
Wow.
And I sold a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
I deserve the salmon. It's not that much for them.
Wait, is this a standoff with the waitress? Like, who are you telling this to?
So obviously no. So there was someone who was like giving the information. I wasn't going to shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
But I gave a message back for him to put to the manager and basically saying like, because that's bullshit. What if I said, hey, just so you know, because I don't get the salmon, I'm not going to do my best jokes tonight. I'm just going to do the appetizer jokes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do the setups, no punchline, because neither of us are getting enough money out of each other for this evening.
Yeah.
And that's my line. Is food for me is where I won't be treated poorly if it's there. Right?
Yes.
You disagree?
I just imagine you texting your manager. You're like, never again.
And my manager like, we're making $20 commission off this.
Yeah.
Saturday night. We're not dealing with this. So I want to talk all about you, but I did. We were going to go into the audience, and then a particular audience member came up to me, and they have a story. I posted a clip recently.
Yes.
It was about my high school theater department, and we did a lot of plays that we shouldn't have done. And I said that we did Pacific Overtures, a Stephen Sondheim movie about Japan. Mm-hmm. And they cast the one Asian kid in all of high school, I think just to like ameliorate it somewhat, but wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And then I feel the silence in the room. And
keep going.
then we did a show called Arabian Nights.
Uh-huh.
I got to delete these pictures off my Facebook, by the way, because they're there. And then the joke I made, I said, thank God we never did A Raisin in the Sun. And not a theater crowd, it's okay. The whole cast is black. And originally I was going to do that. They hired me to do like a fundraiser early on in stand-up. So I made the mistake. I sent them all the jokes in advance. And they wrote back, please do not tell that joke.
Yeah.
So I got to tell it on stage. And it's only because I had an audience member who went to my high school, was in my grade. Her name's Mackenzie Fowler. And she's here. Would you come up and tell us, share? So yes. Thank you. So Mackenzie was telling me that she had a story, because the clip started because she was talking about how it was I believe that you said the word was GDS. I said the name's too late. GDS does not like black people.
I did.
You did say that.
Yes.
And I'm excited to not host the next gala because of it. But tell me the story you were going to say, because I'm dying to hear.
Okay. So the individual who taught chorale, he begged me to audition for the musicals.
Okay.
I did not.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
he then called my mom a couple years later, and so my mom made me do it. I could say no to a teacher, but
Sure.
I'm black, so you can't really say no to a black mom. So my mom made me audition. I auditioned for Little Shop of Horrors. For the initial audition, I sang Part of Your World, killed it. Killed the dancing, of course. Again, you know who went to our school, so I killed the dancing.
We were in an a cappella group together too, right? Weren't we in one of them?
Yeah, we were in different ones.
No, I think I wasn't.
Yes.
No, I was in that one. What was it called?
It was called Rapture. You weren't in that one.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't in that one.
Good thing. Okay, so you auditioned, you killed it. Dance killed it.
I killed the audition. Call back. Okay. I didn't check my email. I didn't know I got the call back. And so, I know. And so, the individual who taught chorale, he found me and he was like, Mackenzie, you got the call back. This is the song you have to sing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, I didn't know the song. Like, he didn't have time to like tell me what it was. And so destroyed the song. And yeah, it wasn't good. But obviously I did not get I was not in the show, but I asked Michael de Havilland because I did really, really, really well in the first audition. But I asked him like what happened. He was like, the two other ladies in charge of the show, they didn't want you in it because you didn't have any acting experience. But I'm like, dude, you knew that I didn't have any acting experience. You called my mom and like you made me audition. But, you know, because of who those other two were, he couldn't really do much.
You should have had your mom call them. I feel like your mom could have made you see more if she wanted to.
Yes, a black mom can do that.
well, fuck them. You should have been it. Do you still sing?
A little bit.
You want to? Would you really? Oh my God! Would you want to sing? Yeah, come on! Woo!
I don't know what to sing, so yeah, we just want to.
Are you passing it off? Russell will sing for you. All right, well, Mackenzie, clap it up for Mackenzie. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate it. Listen, high school. I was Seymour, by the way, just to be clear. I want to make sure that was understood in the through line of the story. But now your brother does acting. How's it going? Career's going good? If that wasn't picked up by the mic, I'm sure it was. It was very high. You're still in school. Yeah. It's not too late to quit. Or start that podcast now. Don't wait till you're 30 to start a podcast. Start it now. It's like an investment. It's like putting money into savings. It doesn't pay off until 10 or 20 years down the line. This is year 1.5?
1.5, yeah.
1.5.
Yeah.
And we have not made money yet.
Soon.
Do have an announcement soon. So,
Speaking of no money.
So Lucas Connolly.
Hey.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for
having me. You work
me.
at a club called LOL Comedy Club.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have been to LOL Comedy Club? That's what I thought.
One hand raised.
Wait, who raised their hand? You have? Why? What happened?
Oh, you're talking to two different people.
Oh, no.
Your girlfriend.
There's someone in front of you, Tova. My girlfriend raised her hand. Yes, you have been there, honey. I'm sorry for making you go.
Worst day ever.
Why did you go there?
I used to date someone up in Berlin.
No. Can you say who?
His name's Bradley Markham.
Bradley Marco. We're openly shitting on other comics?
I'm not. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Who they
Bradley,
were.
I don't know
do
you.
that for anybody.
Yeah.
But they suck.
Wow. So we work there a lot.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to have you on the podcast. I really want to talk about the downsides of rehab.
Okay.
Surprise! Well, here's the thing.
It's an intervention for my intervention.
Lucas is very. You have 4 moms, and you talk about it on stage. But you told me, you said you've talked about these 4 moms too much.
Lesbian moms.
Yeah, we put it together. Yeah.
Just want to make sure that everybody understands
Or
why
like
I'm like this.
like
Just want to make sure.
A Mormon dad is the only other explanation to have 4 moms.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
Or very straight moms, or 4 lesbian moms.
I don't think it would sound as gay as I am if I had a Mormon dad.
Sure.
Debatable.
Oh.
There you.
I will fist fight a woman. I don't care. I'm raised by lesbians. This is what they taught me.
Where was the dad though? There is a dad.
Oh, Lenny?
Lenny. Sorry, slipped my mind.
Lenny was my donor, my sperm donor.
So it was a sperm donor.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I didn't know it was from the beginning.
Yes. So I'm artificially inseminated.
Yeah.
What do you know about Lenny?
Okay.
How
Oh,
much?
I know a lot about Lenny.
Okay.
Lenny has my annoying voice, but higher.
Have you met him?
Oh, I've met this guy.
Oh.
He has a stutter. He's bald, and
I feel bad for him overall.
And he's chubby.
How much
More than me.
When did you meet him?
Oh, a million times.
A million times. So you're friends. You're friendly?
No.
Why have you met him so many times? Why do you keep? This is a bad relationship. You can't.
So it's just like every time we like. So my mom, I was raised in Buffalo. That's where she lived in a commune with Lenny, with a bunch of her other hippie friends. Then we moved to Wyoming. Then anytime we went back to Buffalo, it was like all the commune gets together, and so there Lenny would try to be like, "Hi."
So Lenny.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's tough. A lot of questions. What was the commune focused around? What was it, a religious thing, or was it a community thing, or?
Oh, it was mostly hating men, lesbians.
What was Lenny doing?
Being part of the patriarchy.
So
wait. But Lenny. So it was a community of mostly women.
Yeah.
Lesbian women.
Yes.
And what was Lenny there just to like blow off some steam? They yelled at him.
Oh, they hate. There's all these stories about. They hated Lenny.
Are they paying him? What is he there?
All right, so like he was part of the community, but he was like a fruitarian, whatever, the one that eats fruit, like the worst, like vegan, and then it's the worst one after that, like fruitarian or something.
So, but he didn't like the patriarchy either.
Yeah, he was like he was raging against.
Was he gay?
everything. No, very straight.
He's just there. He's just there in the meeting. Like, you're right. We're bad. We're
Yeah. Like it was kind of like they all had like they were like generation 1 burn your bra feminists.
Okay.
So he was like part of that. Like how you can have allies that are.
But was he like in the community? Did he have a partner there? Was he dating? Was he like, or was he just like happy to be there?
I have no idea. This is a deeper question.
Or was he just
asked.
like he's just like there for all the braless titties, I guess, and he's just like
the angry braless titties.
Yeah.
All right.
Just jumping around, it's bad. And he's like, I guess it's worth the trade-off of being hated by every person here.
Yeah.
So they specifically asked Lenny, "Can we have your sperm?" Mm-hmm. And do you have half siblings?
Yeah,
I do.
How many?
One.
Different from a different.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
I've never met him.
Oh.
You never met him?
No, I have this like weird idea that like an ex someday I'm gonna see a picture of him and they're gonna be dating someone that looks just like me and it's gonna be my sperm donor son.
But do you know who he is? Like you find.
I like you going up to a little child on the street. I'm your uncle. Why don't you want to meet him?
No,
That would be a great podcast. Meeting your unknown half brother.
Oh, you know what?
Have a better hook than this podcast. That's unique. That feels like it wins an award.
Yeah.
It's like a documentary. Do you not want to meet him?
No, I would meet him. I just am like not that interested in getting to know Lenny more.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Text him. What's the address of the guy? Do you know his name? Your half brother?
David.
You don't have to say it, but like
David. Find me.
What if David listened?
Yeah.
How great would
Hopefully
that
he's a
be?
listener.
And then we had David on.
What? He's way
Lucas,
funnier.
David, come on out. That would be amazing. Okay, but you've talked so much about your moms. So, I mean, based on this history, it makes sense why you got into drugs.
Sure. Yeah. A very open-minded household. Yeah. This is why lesbians shouldn't have kids. They do drugs later.
Great.
Don't pull back. I can say that. That's my life experience.
So, because I met you after drug. Were you doing stand-up before you did anything?
No, I was doing drugs before anything.
Sure. How old did you start?
12.
12. Mm-hmm. And what was it? What did it start with?
Booze.
Booze.
I would take a little bit of every drink in the
liquor cabinet.
In the liquor
Now,
cabinet.
did you refill with water?
No.
Because your moms weren't checking.
I just think that was an easier way of getting caught, is that the booze wouldn't taste right.
Sure, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I stole from my dad's scotch, probably at 13 or 14, and refilled it with water, but he never touched it. Mm-hmm. What was your first alcohol?
Just beer. I never stole it from like a liquor cabinet.
At what age? You don't have to be judgy
Later.
about it.
No.
You're like, I paid for mine, thank you very much.
It did. I
remember
so much judgment. That was
first time.
brutal.
The first time I did, I think it was later. It was like probably sophomore, junior high school, and I paid like probably like 3 friends. We paid like $25 each for a 6-pack, like one 6-pack. Like we paid older
You paid
people.
someone. You waited outside
We
the
met,
store.
No, we like had an older brother connection and met in like a backwoods road. Like they
Did
had
you
it
feel
in
very
the,
cool? Were you like,
No, I was terrified. They had it in the trunk. Like it was snow. Like and we drove for like 45 minutes to get it, and then we like split a 6-pack, the three of us, and we were so drunk.
And you paid like $75 for
Yeah,
the
something like that.
six-pack
It was like it definitely was at least $20 each. I remember.
Sure,
being,
sure.
You know.
I got to get into that.
Yeah.
If we need some extra money. So you started there, and then, because this is where like our paths split.
Yeah. So then weed, then pills.
So weed. So when was weed? Like
Almost, like 6 days later.
I
really?
Really is a gateway.
you know,
Really is a gateway
yeah.
drug. Wait, how do you get into pills? Like what? How does that happen?
we skipped the weed.
Okay,
When did
sorry.
you get
I'm
weed at 12? Russell's like, I know weed. I've done weed.
They're on a commune. I know how they got
offer you-
weed, Gianmarco.
But 12.
Yeah.
12. Where did you at school? Was that at school?
Yeah.
God damn. What grade is 12?
7th.
Yeah.
7th grade.
Yeah.
I guess was it a good school or just there were weed people there?
It was a Montessori
Weed
prep
pe-
school.
Montessori's
Yeah, and don't go send your kids there.
Montessori. That's the like where they don't really teach you anything. They're like, here's a tree.
Yeah.
Everything you need to know is right there.
yeah,
Children
yeah.
will be back in 5 hours.
Yeah.
No, Montessori is where there's more than one teacher in a classroom.
Okay, not enough to watch the weed trades. And did you like getting high at that age? Was it scary?
Oh, I loved it.
You loved it right at the gate.
Boom.
Joints.
Anything. We did this like weird thing where we took a Bic pen and we took out the like thing and then we made like a tinfoil thing like a crackhead.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's weird.
Out of a Bic pen?
Yeah, that was the first thing we smoked out of. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so then how many, was it more than 6 days before the pills or was it?
The pills. I don't know.
Same day.
No, it was in the same. Like once the faucet was on, it was go time. So
Did you have any of the like, I'm 33, how old are you?
36.
36. Like I was definitely of the generation, you too, of drugs are bad.
Yes.
Egg in the frying pan. And it
Yeah.
it worked on me. I still see cigarettes, like sometimes I'm like, when I'm smoking a cigarette once a year, I'm like, this is
Wrong.
By the way, I had an audition for the Comedy Store. And before this thing, someone offered me a cigarette. I was like, sure, I'll do it. And I went on stage. And in the first 20 seconds, suddenly I got something, my throat wasn't used to it. So I was about to cough the whole set. And I was too scared to ask for water during the audition because you only have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think I bombed it. I think I blew it. But okay. So Bic pens must be even rougher on the throat.
Oh, it's disgusting. Oh man, there's a taste and you'll never forget it.
So then pills. Have you ever been offered pills?
Offered. Never. It's scary. I wouldn't know how to do them. I know how to eat them, but like I know like
the nose and the ass and the ear.
I'm always worried about I always hear about someone taking any drug and dying immediately, and I always think that would be me if I did.
Sure.
So my limit is marijuana.
I remember I was in driver's ed, and that was the first time someone had a bag, and they said, "Do you want?" And they didn't know what it was, and I was like, "No way."
Oh man, I passed my driver's test high on heroin.
Sir.
That's so sad because I didn't pass it 6 times, and I was sober as fuck.
Oh no.
I had a parallel park on heroin. That should be the test.
Yeah.
Because if you can do it then, you're a good driver.
That's what I thought.
So do you remember, did it start with a specific pill or was it just give me pills?
It was Adderall. It was the ones with the beads. And so there's XR and then there's amphetamine salts. That's the ones that are what, I could go on and on about
Where
this.
are they coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, the kids, because kids are ADD in school.
Oh, okay.
And those are the kids that are smoking weed too.
Now, I've had the thought, maybe this is inappropriate, I've always wanted to try Adderall.
What? You haven't done it?
Do you still friends with that kid?
Yeah.
From 7th grade?
I can't believe you haven't done kids
I've always
meth.
thought this is how I'll finish the screenplay. It's like I'll do Adderall and then I'll write the thing.
Have you started a screenplay?
Just I have the title in my head.
It's called The Downside.
So it was just everything. Like, was there anything at the time where you're like, I'm not going to do that? Or were you just like, I'll try anything. Fuck it. This is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't really think. I guess I was more scared of large quantities than I was scared of a thing.
Sure. So Adderall was the main one in the beginning, at least?
Oh yeah. That's the first intervention.
Really?
Yeah, I was like around 14, 15.
So who threw the intervention?
My friends.
That's wild. 15 years old having an intervention?
They were all passing weed around and going, "You can't do speed anymore, or we're not going to smoke you out anymore."
Oh.
How many interventions have drugs at the intervention?
This is the first, and but it happens a lot when you're doing like drugs the way I was doing drugs. A lot of people are like, "You have a problem."
Yeah.
Sure. So were you doing okay in school, or like were you able to function with all this stuff, or were you like struggling to like, finish your shit? And
No, I was pretty good at school.
because all the Adderall.
And
Again,
just-
every paper done immediately.
Yeah, it wasn't challenging.
And what'd you say? Feel free to heckle. I love to hear. You look like you're thinking about Adderall. Like how this might help with memorizing lines. I could feel that. So you had this intervention. Were they serious, or were they just like, you gotta stop?
They were real serious, like real serious.
And what did you think at the time?
I don't want to not smoke weed. I like weed more.
So you were okay.
Okay.
So that was the thought that came in my head. So I stopped, right, like doing it like how I was. I was doing it I was like full addict
Yeah.
mode.
And your moms, anyone like think of anything, or like they were like, are you okay, or did they just not see it?
Oh, I'm actually like a real ADHD person. So actually, when I take Adderall, I turn into like a better person.
That's tough.
Yeah. I get better driving when I'm on heroin, and I do way better.
I had this thought. I was like, I want to see you do stand-up on Adderall.
Oh, it would be so tight. You'd be like, wow, he's not doing crowd work. That's so nice.
So you curbed it down. You stopped a little bit.
Yep.
And your friends kept smoking you up.
Yep.
And then what was the next like dip? When did
I got sent to the alternative school. I didn't get sent.
For a second, I thought
got
that was
arrested.
like for alt comedians.
Yeah.
Like alt comedians go to the alternative school.
Yeah, basically, I read out of a book. All right.
So you were sent. Why? So you got arrested
I got arrested.
for what?
I burned down a field. I got an arson charge. Yeah.
Wait, did you did you intentionally burn down a field, or was it accidental?
No, so I don't like fireworks, but my friends like fireworks, and there was this firework that basically, if you pulled the thing and threw it on the ground, it shot like sparks in a circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just threw that firework in the middle of a field in Wyoming in the middle of summer.
Your friends did,
Yeah.
and you just happened to be there.
I just happened to be there. Oh, and I had like a jug of all the liquor I stole from my parents, so I did try to put it out with the liquor, so yeah.
I mean, I guess they don't necessarily teach that at school yet. That's the problem when you like pretend that kids aren't doing things. You don't tell them important lessons like, if a field's on fire, don't throw your parents' liquor onto the fire.
I also fanned it. I found like a metal
So the
piece.
police are like, you're clearly an arsonist. You did everything you could to expand this fire.
Yes. You gotta also remember, I was wearing a trench coat at the time.
You're like, I tried to smother it with sticks, light sticks on top of it.
Yeah.
So you all were arrested. They're your friends too?
Yes. So we went back to my buddy Bill's house, and we were hiding away, and we all were like, we might get in trouble in school. They're not gonna catch us right now, but like maybe they're gonna be able to figure out who did this.
So you left the field.
We left the field. We got away from the field. We could watch it from his window. The smoke coming up. Like it could have maybe burned down the whole town. Like it was huge.
And did you just watch it until it had died out?
We basically just watched it
Or you go to sleep and you're like, it's still there.
No.
Fingers crossed. Good night.
No. So we were feeling a lot of anxiety. So we did a lot more Adderall and we got to calm down. And we're hanging out and all of a sudden the cops knock on the door. We had hid away the fireworks, but Bill's little brother Chris had found the fireworks, and he was an absolute psycho. He was throwing them over the fence at the neighbor's dog.
For a second, I was going to be like, it's bold of you to call someone else a psycho during this story.
No, this guy's like a real, like everyone was like, what did he do? I'm like, yeah.
He was lighting them and throwing them over the fence at a dog. Mm-hmm. So did the dog survive?
No, it was like near. He wasn't like trying to hurt the dog. He was just trying to scare a dog because he thought that would be entertaining.
Right.
So we this is the first time I've like interacted with police officers, but we had already planned what we were gonna say to the police. Like we'd already done all of this.
What was the lie? What was the plan?
We were doing a Soul Calibur tournament, which is a video game basically like Tekken.
That's the reference that helped them understand it. Tekken? Mortal Kombat at the most, but Tekken.
Oh God.
So Soul Calibur, you were playing a video game tournament.
Yeah. And
you had an alibi.
Yes.
Oh, I thought this was like how the fire started.
Okay.
Like you did a combo so intense, sparks.
Yeah, we're shooting fire out of our hands.
You had an alibi.
Yeah. And
I had a lie. It was with school, like about getting drunk on campus and having like a lie at that age. People are at that age, they crack really easily.
So that's actually exactly what happened. So I was on Adderall, so I was actually perfect citizen, calm, everything was fine. But my buddy Bill was not. He was all spun up, and so all of a sudden, they separated us into 3 groups to get like all of our stories in different places.
Same thing.
And I all of a sudden just hear Bill going. He goes, we were here playing Soul Calibur. Like he was screaming at this cop, and I just was like, he did it.
And was that the first time? It's funny that was the first time they asked him. It wasn't like a third question. It's like, where were you? We were here. So you all went. Did you go to jail?
No, I basically got I was in the car, and they were like. Wait till your parents answer the phone. We might have to put you in a cell.
You're how old now?
15, 14. Yeah.
Okay. Were you freaking the fuck out? Or the Adderall you were fine?
The Adderall, everything was fine, basically. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So you got in trouble with the police, and because of that, your parents sent you to this different school?
So I got sent to the different school, and they asked me what was my problem, and I said, I think it's all the bad influences. You should send me to the alternative school where there's a lot better influences.
And why did you want to leave school? Was this?
No, so I found out the alternative school didn't have homework.
There you go.
Oh.
So someone else here go to an alternative school? I heard a yup. Yeah. Yeah. Where are you? And why did you go to the alternative school?
I got suspended too many times.
Got suspended too many times.
They were like, third suspension, you're done. You gotta go to an alternative school.
Fuck.
That was everyone at the school was like had that story.
It sounds like a crazy. This school must have been wild.
It was unbelievable. Or
now that's why they needed 2 teachers in every room because every student was a fucking
a convict.
So you go to the alternative school. This is now high school.
This is now high school.
Okay. And the alternative school, more drugs?
Oh, so
Yeah,
much
I was
more
gonna
drugs.
say, no judgment to you or you, but it seems like there'd be a lot more drugs there.
Now we're
Was
doing
that your experience too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You're gonna be like, I'm from your rehab, Lucas. It's me.
They unzip.
Daycare through 12th grade because people that were pregnant in high school could go there and they could have their kid and then the kid could go to daycare and they could still go to school. And then it was anybody that got expelled plus the pregnant girls plus just delinquent.
Mackenzie, our school doesn't sound so bad after all now, does it? Sure, we had some problems, but...
I actually thought that the whole time. I was like, oh, it was racist? Oh, no! I was worried about getting shivved.
Oh my god. I thought Montessori schools, I had always thought that they were like the artsy schools.
That was before this.
The alternative
school, it was not like
There was
that
no
at all.
art at the alternative school.
Did you have smoke breaks every 2 classes?
Yeah.
Yeah!
In between every class, actually.
Every class. Oh, smoke. Like the teacher was like, "Now smoke break."
Yeah, we would all leave class. They would go outside the fence of the school, and then we would all light up.
Oh my god! Inside the school.
That would be risky, But yeah.
For those listening at home, when there's big gaps in us talking, that's an audience member. I promise the next live one we will mic them up. But so then you go there, and is there a new drug introduced at this time?
Oh yeah, this is when I start where all my friends start smoking crack and doing heroin. They wouldn't let me do it because I'm an addict, but
Yeah.
they're like, dude, we've seen you with other things. You're not doing this. And I'm like, they was like, are you doing another intervention while smoking crack?
Yeah.
So these you're staying friends with the old friends, or did they go with you to this alternative school?
Oh, they all went with me.
They all went.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Jesus Christ. So they start doing crack, and how are they able to get it, but you're not? Is it just they have more money?
They have the connections, and I just never got them.
Sure.
Also, I wasn't looking for it. I was still like, just trying to smoke weed every day.
So then when do they ever give you crack, and how do you finally get it?
Oh yeah. So
eventually they go.
So I'm valedictorian of the alternative school. Top grades out of all the kids in all the classes.
Oh my god.
You're the success story of this high school.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
You being on this podcast is going to go on their newsletter.
Oh man, this is going to be so exciting since Comedy Central online.
So you finally get some crack.
Yeah, but I graduate. I graduate high school early because I took all the AP classes. So then I was a 17-year-old kid in full-time college, but I was still in high school technically.
You mean you were the age of high school? Or you were in
like they didn't let me graduate. They didn't give me a piece of paper. But then instead of taking classes at high school, I was at the college.
Okay.
So I'm a college student. I'm not in high school.
I mean, you were in college before I was. I mean, you were a child prodigy in certain
Everyone
ways.
would say that, except I was smoking crack. So
Yeah.
So that's when you start with crack, and did you leave Adderall behind? Like, was crack like when you move on to? I guess I'd consider it a more intense drug. Not that I really know, but more intense than Adderall and weed. That like, are you like? Do you keep doing Adderall and weed on top of it?
What you will find out later on when you get into harder drugs is that the drugs you were doing that you thought were soft are stronger and actually more powerful than these like harder drugs sometimes. Like the amount of Adderall we were taking, like we were doing like 100 milligrams of Adderall. You would have to smoke like $100 worth of crack.
You should see me breaking apart my 5 milligrams of Ambien. my girlfriend can attest to this. That like I'm like if I had like a beer that night, I'm like I'm worried. Let me just break off a little piece, and I'll take the smaller of the pieces.
Yeah.
100 milligrams. Okay, so you're doing crack.
So when you start doing crack, do you think like I'm just gonna try it and like see if I like it, or were you immediately like, oh, I love it? Like what? How much of a time like and how regularly are you doing it?
Not regularly. To be honest, crack is not my story, really.
Okay.
It's just when I started smoking crack, it was like everyone's like, yeah, you're done. You're done being a normal person in society.
What was the like your thing and the hardest of them?
I like crystal meth and I like benzodiazepines. So like your
Benzos.
Ambien, but lots of it.
So in college, is that when was the first meth?
Oh, way before that. Yeah.
We skipped past the meth.
Well, the thing is, it's like you do it at like a case, you know. I mean, but it wasn't like a thing.
It's not one you brag about.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, it was like it was just a little bit of crank on a little bit of bowl. You know, like it wasn't a thing. Like there wasn't paraphernalia. You weren't hanging out with people with pit bulls. Yeah, you know.
Meth is smoked
Or shot if you're cool.
I didn't know that. Do you burn it in a? Can you tell me how to take meth?
So, kids. All right. So there's a thing called an oil burner.
Okay.
You might have seen them. They basically they're like a glass stick. They have the big circle in the front.
Yeah.
And they have a hole on the top. But basically you crumble it into the bottom, and then you light the bottom of the circle. And you spin it.
Okay.
Back and forth, and then you inhale it through the
That's
hole.
the smoked version.
Yeah.
How do you inject it?
Same way you inject anything.
But is it? You get it as a liquid?
Oh no!
You got to do the
underneath
thing.
the spoon.
The cool thing.
But how hot is it though?
I've seen Breaking Bad.
I like that he's not smoking weed. He's like, well, what you do is you get a tourniquet. You bite off the tourniquet. You have a friend there to check if your pulse is still there.
When you inject it, is it hot? Like, do you feel it?
Marco, no.
Well, you're burning it with a match. You're melting it.
It's called a hot rail for a reason. Yeah, it burns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're very wrong.
I'm very confident.
Does it ever get too hot? And it's like, oh God, did it ever hurt?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like a needle guy, really.
You're not a needle guy.
No.
Okay, so you're more smoking.
Yeah. But
You're like, those guys are crazy.
they are insane. They are so crazy. Like, that's the thing. Like, eventually, I became the guy doing interventions. Like, buddy, you shouldn't shoot it. Just smoke it.
Yeah.
Now, because you had talked about you were worried about doing too much before, you had a fear of dying.
Yeah.
Was that always there, or did you get to a point of where you were like, I don't even give a fuck? Like, did you always like go like, well, what did you see as your future?
Oh, all right. So I had a real plan. So I was going to start blowing glass. And become like a guy who makes cool, intricate pipes. Because I'm a decent visual artist. So I was going to make like really fancy paraphernalia stuff and sell those pipes. So I could make my life work involving my life passions.
Yeah.
Is that a bit?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not?
It's not.
It should be.
I'm looking at the camera. Remember when you said that?
You're using this as your personal recorder for a bit?
Oh, no.
I like to look at a 6K camera and make sure to be like, remember?
So that was your plan, but your plan was like, I'm just going to do drugs forever?
Oh, yeah.
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 Did you know any like older meth people to look up to?
I did.
And where did you meet them?
You know.
I can hear this audience. Some people are shocked.
People
in
in
this
the
audience.
back.
Because even though you had said heroin later, every time we introduce a new drug, I hear people go like, crack? Benzos?
It also feels crazy because it's like I'm still alive.
Yeah.
And you're all acting like, how dare he?
So meth became the number. And at any point, is your mom's going, hey, are you okay? Or are you really? They don't even know.
They know. There's something wrong now. They know something's wrong. I've broken into their house a couple of times.
Wait, you're not living with them?
Yeah. Oh, they won't let me live with them anymore. I've stolen way too much stuff.
Oh.
So what age do you start stealing?
When I get to college, so 17.
And what kind of things were you stealing?
Anything that a lot of stuff I was stealing was just stuff I owned, but my moms weren't letting me have.
I see. And were you trying to like be sneaky about it, or were you just like, I'm just taking it? And
I was really sneaky till near the end. So I would just go in there and I just steal a bunch of change, like from a change thing, or I'd go and see if there was any like cash sitting around somewhere and take a couple bucks from there. Like I was trying to be, stealthy. But then I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna grab the safe. And I tried to get the safe out of the house, and it was. Did
you know the code?
I didn't know the code, but I thought my friends are meth heads. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, there would be a safe crack guy somewhere in here.
Someone's got Google. We can figure this out.
Did you?
And no, I got caught stealing the safe
by your mom's.
By my mom's, and then my mom's like,
all four of them, like they surrounded you. They all went to one house.
it was like a witchcraft ritual.
That could be a movie for moms.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're a detective force.
They're also going through menopause.
That's Hocus Pocus, essentially.
Yeah.
And I feel like one hasn't gone through menopause yet, and like her moment is she goes through it, and then like her hot flash somehow powers her to do something.
I like this.
The sweat, something.
Yeah.
So, someone good. Remember this. So, so you get caught. They kick you out.
Oh, I think there's an important thing to add is that my moms aren't like, wealthy, so they're like, "What do you think's in the safe?" Then they open up the safe, and then they just proceed to show me all the baby pictures they're keeping. They're like, "You want this? You want to sell this?" Like, I'm like,
Just like it's like passports.
Yeah.
Like it's like important documents.
Okay, all right. Just to build this movie a little more. So you're going. You do get the safe out. You're with the dealer, and he's like, "Give me the money. Give me the money." And you open up the safe, and you're like, "Here you." My baby pictures, and that's what makes you quit, and that's the end of the movie.
Oh, it's
If you do a
beautiful.
movie of your life, that's definitely a twist you could.
I love the idea. It's like me in a onesie. It's a froggy onesie.
So you don't seal the safe. Do you, at this point, are you like, I'm in trouble?
Oh yeah.
You feel it.
My mom says, "Hey, I'm gonna get a restraining order against you." The thing is, and she was like, "I'm gonna get it for so many miles," and that was basically I'm from a small town in Wyoming, and it was like 2 miles, so that basically would have made sure that I couldn't have been in the city.
Oh my god. Were you? I stumped to say, were you hurt? But like, did you feel really upset at that, or were you just like, all right, I have to figure out something else to get?
Like, the thing is, you're going really fast, so a lot of times you're not checking in on your emotional states.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're not doing like a mature thing. You go, hey, what would a rational, healthy person do right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
I wonder what my sponsor would think. I should give him a call.
Sure.
No, it was like, my thing was, I was like, I can't believe my mom still understand that when I'm on amphetamines, I should just be prescribed these, but large quantities. And they just don't get it. They don't understand.
Sure.
And they're all like, we understand you are 120 pounds.
So you like reached your baby weight. You look like the baby pictures in the safe.
It's felt.
So okay, so you're still at college, kicked out of the home. Where do you go to rehab?
I go to rehab in Florida. That's because because of the restraining order, I go and live with my other mom in Florida.
It's the beauty of divorced parents. It's got some upsides. 2 Christmases, and if you get a restraining order against you from one of the parents, you have another one. Couple benefits.
But the rule was I couldn't do drugs there. Obviously, you know,
Sure.
I'm not going to not do.
Yeah.
Well, we went in Florida, right?
So then what makes you check into rehab? Does that mom?
So I was working 80 hours a week at Steak and Shake, flipping hamburgers.
Steak and Shake?
The fast food job. It's
Wait, what was that? That was bigger than all the drugs we've covered so far.
Steak and
80 hours
Shake.
a week, or she's just like, oh, Steak and Shake. You should
Which
have
was
better.
it? Was it the hours? I guess that is a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it's just like,
Graveyard shift.
oh, it was more than that. It was the daytime and the grave time. It was. I would basically work if someone called out. I would work their shift too.
And you were working because you just wanted that money to buy.
I wasn't sleeping.
Sure, you might as well. Did you dig the job? Were you like?
Oh, I was really good at it. That's the thing. Every job I've ever been fired, like when I was out using, every time I got fired, they were just like, "Please come back. You were such a good employee."
So you're working there 80 hours a week, and then
All right, so there was this guy named, I don't even remember his name. We called him Small Fry because he worked the small fry machine. And I gave him like.
You're right, I see your creativity already blossoming.
You can, right then, I was like, I should be a comedian with this kind of. All right, so I gave him all of my money, like in like a delusional sip, because I thought he was going to give me like a full bottle of Xanax and like an ounce of weed. And I was like, here you go, all my money. And then he didn't, he just found another fast food job. He just didn't come back.
So how much money are we talking about here?
Like $600-ish, $700. Thank you.
Is that not a lot to you, Gianmarco? You're making
No, it's
a face.
a lot to me. No, I think it's I gave you $50 for this. I think it's.
But there better be salmon.
Okay, so you lose that money.
I lose that money, and now I realize that I have been taking a lot of benzos, and I can't sleep. Period. And I was already prescribed benzos by a doctor, and I thought if I said I wanted to commit, if I was like I'm suicidal, they would just refill my prescription.
Okay, so that's what you tried.
And turns out they just put you away.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
How old were you at this point?
I'm 18.
So you're 18. You're like, I got the plan. You go in there, and the doctor says, "How you doing?"
I go, I'm suicidal.
Just.
I just can't stop thinking about it. But that's mostly because I lost my pills.
Oh.
And then they ask me how many I'm on, and I go, I'm taking 15 milligrams of Valium a day. Yep, and that's not a real amount.
How many? Like, I don't know. What are you supposed to take?
So what
Valium?
you're breaking up right now, that Ambien?
Yeah.
That's like 0.5.
Okay.
You're breaking that up. I'm taking 15.
Got it.
All right.
Got it.
The thing is, I wasn't taking that much. I just made up a huge number because I didn't think they were going to give me the amount I said I was on.
You're negotiating.
Yes.
Start
high.
That's. So then, well, you're 18. So what is the state allowed to do? Like, what did the doctor? Did he call the police or?
So once you're in the psych ward, there's nothing criminal about what I was
But they
doing.
threw you in the psych ward, or they said, "Why don't you come over here?"
Yeah. They were like, "Hey, why don't you take a nap here?" Baker Act is exactly.
What?
So
I love this that we brought someone who's like,
I know.
"Can you be our next guest on the podcast?" We'll go.
You're the same person that went to the alternative school, right?
Like 72 hours, right?
You seem like an ex-girlfriend of mine.
So, what's the term?
It's called a Baker Act, and basically what that means is if you say you're gonna kill, like you're suicidal or you're thinking about killing yourself, the state legally has to keep you. They have to keep you for 72 hours.
Wow.
Yourself or others.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. But no one ever does that.
So if I'm ever like, if I like ever have to move and I can't find a place for 3 days, would an option be?
And
At City MD, just run in there.
Yeah, what's the food situation like there?
all the ice cream you can eat.
Fuck.
Yeah. They don't
Be
like,
happy. They're just like,
yeah, they will take your spoon though afterwards. Yeah. This person in the back is saying all the details that it's true. You do not have shoes. You do get a very special kind of sock.
Because the shoelaces are enough to.
Yeah.
But were you suicidal or were you?
Oh, I was
truly not
just
at all?
wanted the pills.
Not suicidal at all.
And okay, so you do that, and then from there, do you go to what's after that?
I black out for about a week and a half because of the number of what I said was on that prescription was not real, and so I completely disappeared for a week.
Did they say like here's what you did? Were you asleep the whole time, or were you?
No, I was blacked out fighting nurses supposedly. I don't know for fact. That's what they said.
And then because of that, did they get to put you into rehab?
And then I'm in the psych ward. I'm getting now detoxed off of the benzos slowly. And my moms come in and they say, you're not allowed at home anymore. And I go, what?
the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it was my birthday. That it was also that day. So
No way.
Yeah, that's right when I turned 19. So I was in the birthday. They came in. All four of my moms came, and they came in for my birthday, and they showed me all the gifts I would have if I wasn't stuck in the psych ward. They're like, well, this is the new Tool album. You're gonna love it once you get out.
I think that's fine because they were like they were trying to use it as a carrot. They're like, you'll get these, or is it? It's like I imagine like one parent like thinking that would work, but all four being like, this is the best tactic.
I don't think they were bribing me. They just were like, they didn't know what to do. Like, what do you do? Just go into the psych ward and just be like, happy birthday. See you later. Enjoy the ice cream.
There's an option in between those two things. Here's the CD. No.
They start eating it. They get Baker acted.
So then you start a rehab program from there.
Basically, I could be homeless. Once I got detox, I would be homeless on the street. That's what they told me on my birthday. And or I could go to rehab.
And so they would pay for it essentially.
And they would pay for it.
And did you ever have a thought of I'll be homeless and do drugs, or were you like, no, I'll take the rehab?
I had been homeless temporarily, and I didn't like that very much. So.
And then how long was that rehab?
So the first rehab was 1 month. And then they were like, you were insane. And then they sent me to a dual diagnosis place in Boca Raton, Florida, and I was there for 7.5 months.
Wow.
And your moms are paying for all this?
In the insurance, but yeah.
How is it very expensive or?
Yeah.
Fuck. And what was the main thrust of what did they do? Was it a lot of talk therapy? Was it, I mean, you detoxed for.
Okay, so this doesn't exist anymore, but this was like OG abusive stuff. So basically, people would wear signs that say, I'm a liar. Make sure to tell me when you think I'm lying. And that would be like a sign you'd wear.
And you would wear that. Did you have that sign?
I never got that. I never got that sign, but people would have like toilet cleaning stuff just so they can remember that they should be cleaning. And the one that I remember happening specifically to me, like a lot of that stuff started getting edged out right when I started going there, because people were like, oh, some of this is bad. But like an example is what
sounds all bad so far. I've yet to hear the good part of it.
Oh, you also don't understand that it was also right next to a Steinway piano place, so you could hear people just playing Steinway piano.
You're trying to recover from drugs, and next thing you hear, bop, 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 bop. So was any of it good? Did that work in your mind? Did that?
Oh, it 100% worked for me. The trauma of how abusive this place was, I feel like they gave me the prison experience on my parents' dollar.
So looking back on the fact that it was effective for you, are you glad that you had that horrible experience? Or do you think there was a nice way that could have helped you?
It's so hard to tell. They also, the worst thing they did was we did improv.
Did people have signs? Did people have signs that said, "I don't always yes and"? If you ever catch me not helping to build the scene, feel free to call me out.
Oh, brutal.
Is that where you discovered you were a comedian? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I didn't know I was a comedian. Where I really figured out I was a comedian was in 12-step meetings when I'd share and then I'd get laughs in the room.
Sure.
And I was like, ooh, and then I'd remember it, and then I'd say it at the next one.
That's funny.
Dude, I had a tight 5, yeah.
Yeah. That's good because the club that we work, I imagine most of the audience members are in anonymous groups as well.
Oh, they're about to be. This is their bottom.
So I feel like we have to do like another episode of the 12-step program. But you felt like the rehab, it was horrible. It was abusive. Mm-hmm. Did you like the improv? I know we joked about it, but did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed when I was on stage.
Sure. Okay. That's how you know.
That's generally how improv goes.
Yeah. Dude, you don't understand. Watching a guy in sweatpants shuffle trying to be a character, you're like, you're already a character.
Were there a lot of? Did they say no drugs in the scenes?
Oh, all the scenes were usually drug based.
I imagine.
Because at the end of the day, it was like you were setting a scene, and the end of the scene would be you saying no to the drugs handed to you.
That's the one. That's yes, and except for the drug part.
Yes.
That's when you can say no.
Yeah. So basically, it was like Curb Your Enthusiasm improv. Like the end was you always say no to the drugs.
Wow. Well. And when you finished that program, though, you entered the 12 steps, and you never did drugs again.
Nope.
That's
Woo!
Yeah. Okay, well, let me ask this because I do think it's interesting. How does it feel? Does that? Did you say clap? Oh, cap. That's a good thing, right?
Liar.
Liar?
Never again? Never?
Sir.
Are you challenging?
Sir. What are you doing right now?
He's like, buddy, I've heard you talk for an hour. There's no way you haven't revisited.
That's so funny. And he's like, no, I'm your drug dealer. You remember me? My name's Cap. Do you, when people applaud or people are like, congrats, or do you post every year, like 7 years, 8 years, 9 years? Yep. That's like that's basically it, though. I don't do more than that usually.
Who does it mean the most to you that they're like? Do your moms say to you like at the anniversary, like we're really proud of you?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, my moms are happy. My friends that are alive are happy.
Well, you thought they all made it through the experience we just listened to? You think every friend is like they're doing podcasts right now and they're doing great and it's like, do you feel like every year do you like make a day of it? Is it like a celebration day?
Yeah, mostly when I get the celebration is just people being nice to me on the internet for a second for it.
Sure.
Like normally the internet's such a bitter place, that people are. This is like one of the only times of like when I post something where someone's just not like sucks. This guy could be funnier.
Yeah.
Do you, when people post on the internet, because I feel like we might have talked about this on the podcast before, or it was too mean, of like when people go like 10 days without a beer, are you like fuck off? Or are you like, you know what? You get to mark whatever celebration point you want.
I usually will message them and be like, "You have a real problem or not?"
He's joking, you guys. Oh my God!
God damn it, people!
All right. Well, I feel like I do want to have like a second. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. But let's move on to some. This has got to stop. I imagine most of you have listened to the podcast. This would be crazy if you went to a live podcast taping.
Yeah.
Based on the numbers of listeners, this is everyone who's ever listened to our podcast.
No.
Also, by the way, she shook her head when she was like, "No, she has
You
never
haven't
heard
listened to it.
What brought you here?
What brought you here? TikTok. Fuck you. So you've seen the clips. YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
Wow. That's bold. You saw 30 seconds of something and you're like an hour and a half next.
Live.
We have longer clips on YouTube. You could have warmed up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, then for those of you who haven't listened, we do a thing called This Has Got to Stop.
Yeah.
We figure out things that need to, we got a kind of a whistle, not a great whistle. It was an attempt at a whistle.
Could be better.
I think they have bells.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Well, a lot of people can whistle.
I got one. This has got to stop. Whistling.
Cap.
Does anyone in the audience have a This Has Got to Stop? Raise your hand. Anyone? Something that's got to stop. There must be one of you. Fuck, I really overestimated. Not a single. Come on. All right. What? I'll give an example. Okay.
Okay. We wrote them down.
Okay. So we had one. We had a friend, Jackie.
Yes.
First time listener. Number one, first listener we ever had. She said she's really sick of where people with kids, whether it be your parents or other friends, will talk about like, oh, you don't know true.
My life didn't start till I had kids. Yes.
And yeah, that's got to stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we need to shame people with kids more because
they get away with murder. They can cancel anytime. They don't have to do anything.
Yes.
They can leave early. They can cancel. They can.
Yes.
They can be
cancel
like,
plans.
oh, I'm not present because I'm tired.
I just think like. So what I thought of when she told me this was like, when if I was holding like a can, an aluminum can, and there was a trash can and a recycling bin, and I just threw it in the trash can, you'd be like, that's kind of jackass. Yeah. It's right there.
Yeah.
To have a kid in this world with our resources dwindling, it's like if we were by those trash cans and I threw out 1 billion aluminum cans into the trash can, just 1 billion. That's how much waste you're bringing on into the world.
Yeah.
So I just feel like when people say they have kids, we have to do a better job of being like, ugh.
Yeah. Shaming them a bit more. Yeah.
Shaming them. Yeah.
Fuck parents.
Fuck parents.
Yeah.
Wait.
I love my parents.
Russell.
No. I'm kidding. To all of our listeners
So
that are
that's
parents.
This has got to stop. This has got to stop. So, it could be. I'm going to.
Oh, I have one.
Yes.
This has got to stop. Gianmarco. So Gianmarco. I guess no one. No. Yeah, this has got to stop. Gianmarco. If you don't listen, sometimes Gianmarco and I have had differences of opinion on our communication styles. I sometimes don't respond quickly enough to Gianmarco's text. So I've developed a bit of a condition where if Gianmarco likes something on my social media, I've now done that. It's him like. Passive aggressively telling me to respond to a text. So yesterday, he liked an old photo on social media, and I spent 10 minutes wondering if I hadn't responded to an email from Gianmarco, if I hadn't responded to a text. I was like, what does he want from me? What does he want from me? Why would he possibly be liking this photo? And so this has got to stop. I'm the psychological mind games you play with communication that I'm so in my head about it. What
was that?
No, it was no.
Why the number? That was so weird.
So we get her a mic. Someone get that woman a mic.
This lady's incredible.
She's gonna be the guest. You're gonna Can you think of it? This got to stop off your head.
The cops. We got to stop these people.
Sure. I don't know. This is a pretty sketchy street. I can see some of you guys the second you leave here being like, police! Police, help me, please! So anyone that got it, this has got to stop. I know one of you's got someone. Catcalling. Okay.
Wait.
We don't have to agree, by the way. So,
thank God, dude. How am I going to meet all these chicks?
What's the person who said that? What's something they've said to you of late? Yeah, no bigs in the catcalling.
No size.
Yeah, I'll be next to like my friend who's literally a model in Brooklyn, and I'll be screamed at.
Well, that sounds nice.
You said that in the first part like it was a good deed. Like I have a friend and I'm nice to her even though she's a model in Brooklyn. And then they catcall me.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Hell yeah. That was catcalling. That was catcalling. Don't ever talk about women's appearance. Just think it.
Wow, that. If I'm not mistaken, that was the same guy who questioned your sobriety earlier.
Yeah. He's just like, you're beautiful. Oh shit.
Okay.
Anyone? One more. This has got to stop. I feel. You got one? The people, yes, I love this. The people who stop you, the people who stop you in the middle of the road and try to hand you crap, particularly for me in Times Square, it's rap albums. And they literally try to hand it to you. And I remember when I was younger, when I was like new to New York, no, I thought they were giving it to me for free, and I'll take anything for free.
No one hands me anything. No one hands me anything. I never get handed things.
This has got to start. Give you a rap album.
Hand me things.
What have you? Is it rap albums? Is that what you've gotten, or what have you gotten? Photos with the mascot. Politicians. Sure, I would hate that. Now, I got to tell you, the only way that our comedy club functions is that people on the street give out free passes to the comedy club.
Yeah.
So most of it's got to stop, just not that.
Yeah, I'm never going to get to perform for so many unhappy people.
All right, well, we like to end the show with one blessing to make us all feel a little nice after that harrowing story.
You mean heroin story?
Blessing.
A blessing.
Oh, I don't have a good one today. Good one. We have a very exciting.
Don't have a good one today.
We have some exciting downside news coming out this week, but we can't say it now. But we have some exciting news. So keep listening.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Whoa!
I'm trying to think. Okay, there's someone in the audience who can answer this question. Just say yes or no. Do you think it's okay if I said it here? No, you were not the person.
Literally like a real person.
There's literally 3 people in this audience who could answer the. Yeah, the person who just laughed was one of them. Is that something I could announce here? Better safe than sorry. Big news is coming along the way. But one of my agents just said, better safe than sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much. So some exciting news, though. So if you do like the downside, or if you just found out about us, there's even more coming. Hell yeah.
Woo, whistle guy.
Yes.
My exciting news, I was in LA, and I was staying at my mom's, and I got high, no offense, and...
What?
I did a show. I did a show where they like paid everyone in like weed products, essentially, like so much weed. And I had a weed seltzer, and I came home, and I was high, and I feel like me being high and my mom being normal was like the right, like where we need to be to have really good conversation.
Oh, good.
And we talked about like my father, the guy she's dating, and just like we talked just very much as like we've gotten close in the last couple years, and I feel like we like gossiped about my sisters. And it's like really exciting to gossip about family because you have the excitement of gossip and you kind of like you're finding out things. And it was just very lovely. And I love my mom very much, despite she listens to the podcast too, which is wild. She calls me and corrects all the stories that I say. But I love my mom. She's been we've just grown closer, and I'm very, very thankful for Mom.
Gianmarco's mom.
Do you have a blessing you want to share? Anything specific that you're happy about?
I just proposed to my lady. That's
yeah. What the fuck?
No. That was just that was the.
She said, "I'll get back to you."
He's like, I had to go record this podcast.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear what she said.
Like, you better stay tuned for that exciting news from the downside. She did. She said yes.
So I have to now do the thing. I wish we brought the music. So I'm gonna say this.
On my job.
I'm gonna like bring it down to a bummer thing, and then you do the music out.
Okay.
You're a good singer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is exciting. One more time for Sasha, for yourselves, for coming out here. And it's exciting to do something this podcast live, but we all should remember that at some point everyone here will be dead. This is the downside. Come on, everybody. Let's have this out right. Thank you for coming to the downside. Keep listening. Good night.
1, 2, 3.